Hello, good evening, guys. Sorry for the delay. So once again, so welcome to our session. So thanks for joining. So let me give a brief about what is this program and what we are offering. So let me take you through that. So this is with respect to our course wherein you need to like mastering data engineering. So wherein we'll cover multiple aspects of data engineering and what are all the tools and the technologies that you need to learn to become a master in the data engineering world. Okay, so yeah, first of all, welcome again. Okay, so now let me give a quick introduction about who we are and what we do. So we are basically VectorETech, so wherein we provide a very dynamic and customized software training platform and programs. So based upon the your requirements, and we also have a diverse array of software training programs as well. So wherein whatever you want training for, so we can offer that. And we also have a carefully tailored sessions so based upon your requirements, and if the candidate is not very sure about what they want to learn, so we'll give a very tailored sessions and tailored courses to them, and also give personalized one-on-one trainings for any tech stack that they need a training for. And we also have a very specialized courses designed specially based upon your needs. This is one of such programs, so you can enroll and you can take very good advantage about it. Now we can you already know why data engineering since you have joined this call. So these days you may see this data engineering is evolved into multiple and also giving multiple opportunities to all the individuals in the software industry. So, and also they are getting paid a very good pay scale as well. Now coming to our curriculum, so what kind of a tech stack that we offer? So yeah, so this is a very quick overview on about curriculum. So but yeah, we have a very detailed course structure. So whoever is interested, so you can reach out to us later, so we can provide you the detailed course structure. So then first we'll take you through the introduction of data engineering, what it is and what the data engineers do, and post which so we'll go through the very interesting topic on dimensional modeling. So you will get to learn how to model your dimension tables and all those. And yeah, you will also get to know the Azure data factory and Azure SQL data warehouse, and also on the Snowflake. You'll also get to know the DBT cloud, Azure Databricks. So Azure Databricks, yeah, you can get to learn more about this Azure Databricks, which is a kind of a trendy in the recent scenarios. And you can also get to know Azure Key Vault. And at the end, so you'll also get learn the Power BI, so which is a very good analytical tool that you can learn about it. So now let me quickly introduce our trainers. Okay. So first we have Mr. Pavan Sai, who is a very senior data analyst with more than a good amount of experience in this field. So Pavan has a very strong background in data analysis, and he worked extensively in multiple domains, and also giving some good inputs to the business to expand these services. And his expertise in data analytics and business intelligence is instrumental in designing this impactful data solutions for major corporations. Okay, and Pawan's passion for teaching and his clear, insightful approach to complex data topics. Okay, so all these things make him an invaluable asset to our program. Okay, so yeah, he is the senior data analyst, so you can learn many things related to the data analytics from him. And next we have Miss Sai Kartika Putta, so who is a data engineering researcher. She is renowned for her pioneering work in the data systems and also her contributions to the practical advancements in these fields. Okay, she also specializes in developing innovative data processing techniques and data engineering pipelines, and on also optimizing or optimization of the data workflows. So her research drives the course content and ensuring it remains cutting edge and scientifically grounded for you guys. Okay, so yeah, so she's the go-to person if you want to get more information about the data engineering aspects and data engineering tech stacks. And next we do have Mr. Harish, okay, who is a data architect. So with an extensive experience of around 15 years, so who had an experience in building scalable and robust data architectures. So Harish has designed complex data solutions for large scale enterprises, and including the, it's not only building these large scale applications, so but also he focused on scalability and multiple aspects like security and efficiency as well. His architectural designs, whatever he has implemented, serve as benchmarks in the industry and are pivotal in training you to construct and manage state of the art data infrastructures. So with his experience in teaching and with his experience in the real world scenarios, so we can get most out of him in the sessions. Okay, and next we do have Mr. Chandrasekhar Bairi, who is a senior data engineer, who is recognized for his technical proficiency and also this project management skills. So talking about Chandra's expertise, okay, his expertise in data integration and real-time data processing systems has positioned him as a leader in this field for us. Okay, and his practical approach to engineering and also combined with his ability to solve very intricate data challenges provides a dynamic learning experience for all students. So all these trainers we have gone through, so they are all the real world expertise, so they are not only teaching the theoretical part to you, but they're also their main focus would be on teaching the real world examples. So teaching the theory along with the real world examples, you can get most out of it, and you can become almost 60 to 70% of a data engineer once you finish all these courses from these esteemed trainers. So together, this panel brings a diverse and profound set of skills and perspectives to our data engineering course. So their collective experience not only spans the breadth of data engineering, okay, but also dwells deeply into the specialized areas which are necessary for becoming a proficient data engineer in today's competitive environment. So yeah, once again, welcome the trainers who can bring multiple things on the table, so which can be served to you. Okay, so why to choose us? So as you have gone through, we have gone through the curriculum of this particular course, right? Okay, so you might have thought about, so it is covering multiple aspects, so that we call it as a 360-degree curriculum. So wherein you are not only learning them from the certified trainers, so you are also learning them from the industry experts as well. So wherein you will get to learn how the real world scenarios work, how a real data engineer works, and how he thinks. Okay, along with this thing, so you will get the hands-on learning and career focused training. So everything is career focused here. So you are being focused on the data engineering path, and will be learning multiple tech stack in that path. And one more specialty about us is all these things are very affordable and accessible to you guys. Okay, so you can get a 24 by 7 community assistance. And yeah, the course duration would be like 4.5 months. So which you are getting in an affordable prices. So wherein in this 4.5 months, you will learn many things, and you will implement many things along with our trainers. And yeah, we do also provide a part payment option available, so if you are interested, so please do reach out to us so to get more information about this structure, course structure, and also the payment related information as well. Okay, so you can contact through any of this WhatsApp groups, or you can save this information to reach out to us. Okay, yeah, thank you, guys. So handing it over to Sai Kartika.
Hey, hello everyone. This is Sai Karthika Putta, working as a senior data engineer from past 8 years onwards. I have diverse experience in Azure Cloud as well as
Okay,
AWS Cloud
so
as well.
yeah, Harish
I have good
is one of
experience
our
in.
trainers. So, Harish, would you like to give or throw some inputs about the course and what you are going to bring into this course?
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah. So, with respect to this master data cloud engineering, right? So, particularly, it is the framework, like the what are the the they come up with, to have data engineering as well as a data analytics path together, if you take like particularly who got trained on normally what happens when you take a particular data engineer or something, it will be limited to particular stack, like it might be Azure Databricks or using ADF or certain kind of Snowflake, and they doesn't have an additional skill set which can really make a good like what I can say, can have a more reach, like when you have a multi-skill, knowledgeable, and corely you're working on particular tools. So this program has designed in this aspect, like to covering up everything. It could be Azure, like in terms of ADF, or it could be Databricks, or there are when you go ahead through with the curriculum and the content, you'll see that it has been designed in such a way that you don't need to really uh, need to go back and do something to relearn and make it your profile more weighted. So this has been designed in that, it has took some time, even to Sai has worked really hard to get into that kind of curriculum where you can get all things in a one place. You don't need to really look into other things. So that is the main focus this training, which goes on initially might be uh, some kind of Databricks. Then they might be slowly starting with ADF. Then we can do some kind of real-time projects like we're using ADF or Databricks. Even there is additional tool stack will be there, which will be you will be getting a training if you go ahead with the master cloud data engineering. That is what about um, current course which is focusing on. And coming to myself, I've been around 16 plus years of experience in IT. I started as an ATL developer, which is initially used to be called. Now it has been treated as a data engineer, or in future it might be moved to AI data engineer, means AI engineer or something. But I've been working on cloud stack past 8 years almost. So I started with the cloud era. Then later I've been got into multiple projects on ADF, means Azure stack level, and then Databricks. Even I worked on Snowflake. Uh, there are multiple stacks. Since I've been data architect, so I got an opportunity to work with plenty of projects altogether. So I'll try to share my experience and have a good passion about training, particularly teaching, and to train other people or do mentorship and help them to upskill, as well as even it for me is little learning as well. You people come up with some different queries or questions or something, which will even help me to upskill myself. That's all about myself and uh, about this course. The content, other things, I think Sai Karthika might share after this session or something in the group level. So that's all from my side. If
Thank you, Harish. Thanks for those informative words. Now, okay, guys. So in the meantime, Sai Karthika rejoined. So if you have any doubts related to the course or related to anything uh, about data engineering, so you can ask your questions to Harish.
yeah, so I'm open for the questions, but before that, since today demo is planned for Azure Databricks, right? So let even will focus on that part as well. Okay. So before I can open the bridge for questions, let me give a quick intro on Databricks side. Why do we need particularly Databricks we are talking about? And let's start something informative information before Sai starts up she joins back it. So let me just give a quick intro. Let me share my screen. Entire screen. So everybody can able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, Harish, it has come up.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go ahead with the simple architecture. Okay, I'll not go with much things about it. Okay, so first thing is everybody thinks why Databricks? That is the main question, right? So why we need to go for Databricks? Why can't we learn like some other tools? It could be Snowflake, or it could be ADF, or right now trending, like it's might be not trending, but why can't we go ahead with some other tools like Microsoft Fabric or AWS Glue? Why particularly Databricks? That is the main why it is so trending. Or like whenever we see data engineering, they might see that like do you know some programming? Do you have worked on? If you take any data engineering, this Databricks become a very essential part of that. Why they go for Databricks? That is the main question. Always it will rises. So I'll tell you what is that problem. I mean, what is that thing is said. Let me go back to my notepad, please. Let me open it. See. So first thing, when it is started, the evaluation of the data. Okay. So might be 1960 or some odd time, I think. Okay. That time the missions are very big. The storage of files, storing any small data also, it was very huge. That time it was everything was in a text files. Okay. So later it started like we came into some kind of like giving it into structured. Then we came into like some kind of row column wise structured, and some kind of integrated relationship, something like RDBMS. Once after that, then the evaluation came for the. So initially it was with the files, then it came into RDBMS, then it came into let's do some kind of analysis what are the data we have. Okay. So then it is started. After that, data is started growing. So to manage the data, to store the data or something, we started getting into some kind of open sources, other stuff. Like then it we got it like MPP systems, multiprocessing or SMB kind of systems or other things, and we started getting in a distributed file systems kind of concepts. Then okay, we have gotten enough infrastructure to store. How I can process if I want to query data and I want to retrieve, I want to do some kind of data analysis on that part or something. How I gonna do that? Then the things came up like something called map reduce. Then after that, like we have a map reduce, we have a DFS.
Yes, sorry for interrupting
Yes.
you. You can
Yeah.
cancel this window. The in middle, the Google Meet is there, right? You can click wrong window.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah. So what about like these are the things are got evaluated, like it's all whenever we see that is about, it's everything deals with the data, right? So now it has become very essential. Data is only the thing is driving. You have any application, anything, if you don't have proper data, properly like organized, like for any analytics, or if you want to take decision. See, for example, if you want to do a chat GPT, you want to do some kind of query. So you say that I want some information. You can research and provide it to me. Or else even if you take in Google, you try to search for some kind of code or some kind of errors related information, you key something, it will go search and it will provide it. How? What is the main core information is using? It's using your data, or it is trying to search it some data and trying to get it. So it is stored somewhere else. It has to run through that queries, run through some kind of programs, run through some algorithms and try to present it. So more it is about a dealing data, but the volumes started getting increased. So this is the like evaluation it is started, like where this df like distributed file system and map reduce it came. So this time it is started, it is around I can say 2005. Okay. So where we got the like Hadoop, big data Hadoop, like with some kind of elephant symbol used to be there. What it used to provide, it used to provide what are the infrastructure you needed to store the data in a distributed file system with a replication factor. Then we used to have a kind of a program which is written in Java, something like which is processed on a disk basis based upon the multiple iterations using the map reduce program. So we have a to store the data and we can process the data. But it was a very challenging if you write to have a complex code. So what it is to do, like, if I want to do some kind of join, some kind of aggregation, some kind of sort, some kind of blah blah blah, iterations you need to do, means it has to go with the multiple iterations. First it has to do the join. Okay, again it will store into one disk. From again that disk to again it has to sort and put it into another. Like, see, IO will be more. So whenever you go with a very complex code, it was challenging handling with the Hadoop. So then things started getting as a Spark. Okay, when this, this was is not so easy. What you have to do, you have to write the map code, reduce code, you have to have a main code, we need to have a MR jobs, then you need to have a jar files, and then you have to deploy. It is, the process is very big, very tedious, and everything is a disk-based processing. And it is moreover, who knows the programming and little, programming background is there, they'll feel little comfortable to work with that. But when I talk about data warehouse, when I talk about RDBMS, I'm only good with SQL. So in 2008, okay, something like, because why these things are coming up means that time Facebook, Yahoo, if you see that, like, it was used to have can used to post something in the Facebook. In Yahoo also there was a lot of things were happening right that time. So data was getting originated, so many information it has to store, and again it has to, based on your request, it has to showcase to back. So these people, what they did, because the challenges they encountered, then they started building the product. So they bought it something called Hive. Even we can see right now in the Databricks Hive Metastore or something, okay, which manage the metadata management kind of stuff. What it does, you can write some sample SQL queries or you can provide us queries. So that queries will be converted into the Java code and it can be worked on it. So that is the reason, slowly started evaluating it as a Hive. So that time this cloud vendor started getting it, Cloudera, Hudson Work, or something was there. Okay, these people started providing complete infrastructure. Okay, we'll provide Hadoop. What it does, it is having a distributed file system as well as a processing engine. Plus, we have Hive. Hive means where you can write the queries and other stuff. Then we have a Scoop, which used to for a data ingestion. Okay, these are the things it's been started, and they started giving as a complete package to the customers. Okay, in 2009 or something, that time, how much data is there. Okay, we have a data ingestion platform, we have a processing engine, we have you can write the small basic SQL queries and you can retrieve what are the output you want and everything based upon the what are the files you've been stored, might be structured, unstructured, irrespective of something. Okay, there are certain challenges was there that time as well. It is not so easy going, even to cost also very high. But these are the first vendors we started. So gradually, so I need a more infrastructure and I need a, high robotic server, other stuff, high configured servers, other things. Definitely the big giant will be there, right? Like now, which are there in the IT, they started capitalizing this thing. But this one, it is only this level only. There was no option for machine learning, streaming data, or creating some ML workflows, other things. There is a no support in that. Just you have a huge data, get into it, process it, and try to do what are the things you want to do. But there is a no support for streaming, running through ML workflows, other things. Okay, so this is where team started working on Spark, which is some kind of open source code. They started developing it in 2000, I think, 13 or something, where they started like kind of uh, approach, or like the kind of where they can process very huge data. Okay, this was an Apache team, where they can process the data, which can support ML, which can support the stream, uh, as well as like which is a free of cost. Okay, it's a open source main about. Okay, anybody can use it, but they're providing like there's a kind of a process engine or something, Spark, which can support all features like in multi-language, all other things. But where they can run, they need to have infrastructure, right? So I'm giving a one product or one program or one like executable code where I can run that. I'm giving you some kind of a engine, like the program which can take care of all this stuff like data ingestion or data processing or something. But where I can do that, that time, this to provide a pass platform as a service, these people started entering into the market like Azure, AWS, GCP. Okay, so what they did, this Spark team itself has developed the Databricks. Okay, what it does, it's just like a product. Okay, so this will have a capability of optimized Spark engine. Okay, so when you choose Databricks as a platform, as a product, you can use Azure, you can use AWS, or you can use GCP. It can run on any platform. You need to choose the infrastructure as this anyone. These people said, okay, we'll provide an infrastructure. You can pay as much the like based upon like subscription model they bought it. Pay as you go. Okay, we'll provide all the stuff. This is open source. That's it. So this Databricks can be having can have Azure. When it goes to the Azure, it will be Azure Databricks. When it goes to the AWS, AWS with Databricks, or GCP, GCP with Databricks. So it can work on any cloud platform. So they integrated with the Databricks and they started selling that one as their own Azure Databricks, like that. Like they have a tie-up. So that is the reason this was become like when you see a very like not this time, after this evaluation, when they started like streamlining, when the Spark started like evaluating like the new era to process the data, other things which is completely uh, memory, like it will try to store it in memory processing is more faster when it compared to disk based. So plenty of things are there. When I deal with the Spark architecture, I'll try to explain it why we need to like they have giving prominent importance to like the uh, Databricks or something. Okay, so no, this can be run on any cloud platform. Okay, so it has to get in. You can have to like initially it used to, you need to create a mount points like I have a storage accounts in Azure. In AWS, I have S3 buckets. So I need to mount it to the Databricks so that I can read the data and I can write through my code. It could be any multi-language. It could be Python, it could be R, it could be PySpark. I can showcase when I try to show that Databricks community edition thing, how we can do that. Okay, so we can create a mount point, we can read the data, we can process it again, we can store them into different format. Then it started giving a delta open source, that is also. And right now it has been emerging in such a fashion that it is coming, they are coming closer to like one kind of a SaaS product, software as a service. They might similarly, even if you take Azure, initially how it used to be there, Azure, when you take, if you take I'm an Azure data engineer, how it used to be there, there should be, the person should be Azure Data Factory plus Azure Data Bricks. These are the things was there. Like if I do AWS, you can have any ingestion like Airflow, or you can use Glue, or like for ETL thing, other stuff like orchestration, other things. Then Databricks. Same with the GCP. They used to have BigQuery and other stuff plus Databricks. Okay, so See, wherever, so this is become very common thing, like, whenever you see about a data engineer or something, you should be having a good knowledge over this part. Okay. So why can't we do it in ADF? So ADF is also like, Azure Data Factory means it is kind of a ETL tool which does the data ingestion, data processing, and it will try to push it to the data to wherever the warehouse you want to place it. Why can't we go? Why do we need this? There is a certain things are there, like, this initially when it is started, it was a only they used to have data ingestion copy. There are minimal activities, like, it is not much things is capable enough to do take rid of something, like, apart from copy or lookup activities something. Later when it is came data flows, other stuff it came, right? So that time it is started, like, complete product, like, orchestration, creating a pipelines, other stuff, and certain things was like, when data flow came, ADF it has become like, more prominent in compared to, like, other tools. But initially it was not. So for complex code is there, and if I want to do some kind of very complex things and very huge data, and this was like, 8 node cluster they used to give integration, and there is a certain kind of limitations, other stuff was there. So that is the reason people used to use ADF for only for a data ingestion and orchestration. Orchestration means I want to create a one complete workflow, like, flow, data flow, or when you say Tom, like, I just want to read some data, place it into some storage location. From there, I'll like, read the data from using my Azure Databricks. I might convert into Delta tables, or I try to convert into some kind of data frames. I run through some kind of program to do the data cleansing. Then I'll try to store them into some kind of warehouse. It could be Snowflake, Synapse, or something, whatever the stuff is there. So complete orchestration they used to do is with the ADF, and data processing they used to do it with the Databricks. Same case like here. If you do go ahead with the AWS was very strong in PaaS, providing platform as a service. Okay. Now also it is same. If you take Snowflake, when you try to go with the subscription or something, it will give an option. You want to be in Azure or AWS or GCP. So still AWS, like, need some kind of a more integration tools. Okay. Similarly, GCP also, if you take, it is used to have, like, used to integrate with the tools. Now everybody is trying to focus it to avoid their dependency on other tools. If you see in that area, Microsoft is in a very advanced level. They bought it product. What do you mean by that? Means I'll tell you what is that. Okay. So what they did, they removed Databricks now. They integrated Power BI, so data analytics is in place. They have a Jupyter notebooks, and they have a Spark pool, and they have a SQL pool, and it can have everything. Like, even you can create an AI apps. Platform is there where you can run through that ML support, streaming, everything. They bought it in a one single frame. Just go there, click item, select. You want a data pipeline, you want to use some ADF for data ingestion, or you want to create a lake house, you want to create a warehouse, you want to, like, do whatever you want. You want to build some Power BI, you want to use a SQL endpoint, you want to connect to that whatever the lake house or warehouse, you want to build reports, everything one single platform. So one SaaS product. You don't need to go for anything. You can run through ML, you can run through AI, anything. Just go click add item, select it, and create in a proper workflow, clear it. That is what's there in the fabric. So same thing, Databricks also started. They initially doesn't used to have orchestration. Now they have workflows, and they have, if you see that, like, when I compare it to one cloud product, the other one, Databricks ahead with the AI related things. Right now, what used to be there, you write some code or something, some error is coming. left side, it will give like, this is error, this is the correct code you need to use. Means it will give a suggestions, AI assistant kind of stuff. So that level, and it is AI level, it is like, little ahead using that AI functions, other things. When it compares to Microsoft Fabric or other like, cloud vendors, they are like, because Databricks is almost 8 years old, we cannot have a same kind of feeling when you talk about like, Jupyter notebooks, where here also we used to use Jupyter notebooks itself. We never used to have a Databricks as a product, and where we can go and we have proper GUI where you can have cataloging, other stuff and everything. So so even if you see like, even Databricks is coming out of all the things, and they want to provide end-to-end solution. Okay, even streaming, machine learning, orchestration, workflows, like, having a warehouse. Initially, warehouse means cloud warehouse. Only we used to have Synapse or Snowflake as a cloud warehouses. Now, even these people are coming up like, right now the trending is going on as lakehouse architecture, where you don't need to really look into like, it could be any file format, or it could be anything. It could be database, or it could be file system. On top of it, I want to build anything. It could be data lake or delta lake, or I want to build data lake, or I want to build analytic, anything. So one single platform, like, right now the which is lakehouse architecture they call, where you have a flexibility to read files or any tables. So that level architecture was coming. So we can build it using Snowflake, you can building using Azure Stack, you can building Databricks, everything. So they are focusing on that level. These people are little ahead with the Microsoft Fabric, and these people also ahead with certain level. But when you see at the product, like, the more project, will see that Microsoft is ahead, because people, when they started with the projects, this was the main core thing was in place, like Azure Databricks, ADF, Azure Data, major projects, and they have a clients base also very high. Even I'm not denying, even Databricks also has very good client base. Even Snowflake also doing far better. They also got PySpark, Snowpark, where they can run through some kind of program. They can create Snowpipe, where they can create workflows. Even they are also evolving towards as a complete end-to-end solution. Might be analytic reporting side, they might be not be that uh, good. Might be they might come up like, using with some kind of analytical tool, they might come up, but they are also ahead with the using AI level side something. So everything in the market available, like, it is not like, Databricks, Azure, but when it goes to the market, they might look into the person who's having a good experience on certain area and good knowledge on all the other tools levels. Because sometimes you might get a project with AWS, like, where they might be used, they use Databricks, but still they need to certain kind of people, like, who's having an idea on AWS and plus Databricks. So it is ideal always you can have to upskill yourself, like, have a good skill set where you can have a good value in the market, when your resumes also can be picked up easily. So if you learn Databricks, and if you learn Azure, you are one complete stack. If you learn Databricks and you are already having some knowledge AWS, that is well and good. So you can work on AWS side. If you have Databricks and you have GCP, some knowledge, you can work as a GCP data engineer. So you have this one will open up very higher range of, like, opportunities, where you can focus it out and get a plenty of opportunities as a data engineer. Okay, so let me quickly show some kind of GUI about Databricks, what are the things are there. Okay, then I'll open the bridge for the questions. Okay, this is about a Databricks community edition I'm using. I'm not using enterprise edition. Okay, there are two like, subscriptions are available, enterprise and community. Even premium edition is there, where by default you will get it as uh, a Unity catalog, which takes care about a data governance. So here, that is one other drawback. These people are having Unity catalog, which can do the capable of managing the the data governance, other stuff. These people are not yet. It is still in a preview state. Might be they come up. Snowflake already it is there. Certain areas, certain things like you can do data lineage, data masking, like metadata management, and plenty of other things are there when we talk about data governance. So these people yet to so that is the reason I'm saying when you talk about one product, it is having some good features, might be not compared to other product. Some Snowflake will have some best features on that area. Um Databricks having certain good features on one area. Azure also. So everybody is working on to reach it to certain level, one-stop solution for the customers. So once these kind of things are being provided, end-to-end solution, so that time the competition will be very high. Okay. So this is a GUI about a workspace, means Databricks. So whenever you go ahead with uh, uh, free subscription, you can get it two ways. Uh, just give me 1 second. Sorry for the interruption. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So when you talk about a Databricks thing, so this is about a 8 years old product, so which is having a plenty of features. When you go ahead with the enterprise edition or premium edition, you'll have see the plenty of additional options where you can have an options to create a warehouse, and where you can run through some ML operations, ML ops, plenty of things which will be available. Right now I'm using cloud community edition, so you might not able to see much where we normally develop our codes in, as in here in the notebook where we write our codes using multi languages, Python, SQL, Scala, R or something. Whereas in if you talk about ADF, it is a GUI based, drag and drop, connect it, create a pipeline, finish it off. Here you can write your customized codes. You can create any looping. You can sometimes some part I want to write in Python, something I want to use PySpark code, or something I want to run through some kind of create a data frames and create a some kind of using Spark SQL. I want to run through some kind of things. Plenty of options are available. Okay, so this notebooks again you can, if you are using with Azure Databricks, you can call it that time in a ADF pipeline level, where you can run through this code with the parameterization and everything, where it can do the data processing. Okay, so this is a GUI thing where you can create in a this workspace, in the workspace level notebook, where you can use any kind of code, where you even will get in a compute, where you can create your clusters. You can select it which one you want as per your uh, requirement. You can create anything where it can have a Spark runtime, and what are the Spark, which version it can support, higher version, everything you can use it. If you want to run through for the ML also, you can choose it. Means you can have an option to create it, job clusters, other things, and you can parameterize it, and you can pass to that values, environment variables, and you can set up some Spark level configurations, other stuff. You can set it up. This cluster you can map it to your notebooks whenever you try to run the code, and you can use it independently. It doesn't require to I have huge data, I can use high level configured cluster. If it is a very less data, I can use it. I can create multiple clusters. I can map it each notebook to specific cluster and then run through that. By doing that, I can save the cost. Even I can create a workflows. Even there is a catalog. Here right now it is supported a high Metastore catalog. But if you go ahead with the data Unity catalog, which is supports on a premium edition. 1 second. Sorry, my kid was coming. Sorry. Uh, so this is about Databricks things which I'm talking about. There are plenty of things are there when I deal with when I go through with each component in detail level. More about even I'll be dealing with starting with some kind of basic programming. I'll try to train it. Even I'll try to provide some kind of practice sessions where I'll be like, what are the sessions we'll be doing that. So that practice session code I'll be sharing it out so that you can practice it out on uh, your what are the subscription you take, and you can come back with the stories, means queries, other stuff where you can deal with it. So I'll be providing comprehensive code also, which you can run through that in your thing, and you can come back, and some projects will be working on it. Like one is a streaming based, one is a like normal database kind of projects where we'll be doing end to end some POC projects with the data and code I'll be providing. These things I'll be covering, and I'll be taking it up like there are certain things which right now I cannot able to cover it up, but what are the options are available in Databricks? What are the things we can do it end to end, kind of like what are the options currently available? I'll try to touch base all that areas as well. This is about particularly Databricks, Azure Databricks, what we'll be dealing in, what are the current course. Additionally, you'll be having a training on this one, the ADF as well, where also we'll be taking care of some kind of projects. What are the things we can do it with ADF, and collaborating with ADF and Databricks, what are the things you can do it. That is also area will be covered, and additionally some other components as well, which when Sai will be sharing that content, right? So what are the things it will be covered in that? So that other things will be covered. So right now I'll open for a bridge for your queries. You can ask anything. Okay, I'll just stop sharing my screen. Yeah, please. The bridge is open. Anybody can have any queries they can ask.
Hi, Harish. Over here. Hello.
Hi, Gopi. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Harish. Harish, how many days is this course? Sorry, I'm late. I joined a bit late.
That Sai will be covering it up. Like she'll be sharing the complete details. Like it will be around because this is mainly focused on to cover up with multiple tools, right? So might be it depends. Like if it is a regular class, it will be around 2 months. It will take around
Okay.
it will be 40 classes minimum. It is required. So might
Okay.
be based on the course content right now what has been planned. So based upon that, it might plus or minus days will be there.
Mhm.
But you'll have an end-to-end like analytics, data analytics, as well as data engineering together. You don't need to really again has to relearn some kind of analytics product or something. So might be they'll covering BA as well, for BA.
Okay. Will you also be covering data modeling?
So but basic concepts on a data modeling level and data warehouse concepts as well. But right now, if you see in cloud, right? So plenty of things has been changed right now. Data mesh they call, or semantic layers, or different things are coming up. So yeah, we'll try to cover it up like how much based upon the POC project we do, right? So based upon that, I'll try to cover it up certain data modeling concepts as well.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Harish. Thanks for the time. So, anyone has any doubts? This is the session which we went from past 1 hour onwards is the data bricks only. So I'll tell a little bit about what we are covering in Azure Data Factory as well. So I'm the trainer for Azure Data Factory. So in the Data Factory, we all know that we have some activities that is used for the data integration tool, and it is act as ETL and ELT tool. We know this much, right? So because whenever we are loading data from on-premises to cloud, the major thing we have to remember is we are not going to load the single table or single file. We have to load some set of files or some set of tables from one source to the destination, or some different sources to the single destination or warehouse or data lake. So this is how we are teaching in our training. So how to do the dynamic parameterization and how to prepare our pipeline to work in a dynamic nature. So that is the task which I am going to explain. And this training is regarding, we are explaining you domain-oriented training. I can tell you, means we are covering 2 to 3 different domains. Like we'll take transportation domain, and one is for the banking sector we'll take. and one more is the healthcare or e-commerce will take. Three for each batch we'll cover three different domains will take, and we'll explain you they based upon that data. We'll show you how to load the data from source to the destination. So that is about the data factory. So here we'll teach about the key vault as well, how to store the passwords in the key vault and how to generate the keys. And the Snowflake also I have mentioned, right? So we have the trainer Chandu. Chandu is going to taking care of the Snowflake. As part of the Snowflake training, we are showcasing you the real-time project, how to load data from Amazon S3 to the Snowflake using the Snowpipe and all. So that is also a dynamic parameterized code pipeline which we are creating. And also now we have Pavan. Pavan is a data analyst. He'll explain you how he is going to teach the Power BI. And yeah, if you don't know SQL also, we are ready to teach you SQL. And if you really wanted to switch your job to data engineering, this is the best platform. Please have a look on our curriculum and let us know. We are flexible and we have provided the part payment option, right? So any doubts, please reach out to that number which provided in the comments. Pavan, I can take over the things what you are covering in Power BI. So one more thing, why we added Power BI, right? We trust that for a data engineer, we need to have at least a good number of skills here as a data analyst, because our end user is data analyst or data scientist, right? So we have to get some understanding what their job also. Then only we can prepare the best data for them, right? So that's why we inculcated data analytics also in our Master Cloud Data Engineering training. So Pavan, Sai, you can take over that.
Sure. Thank you, Sai Kartika. And good evening, everyone. My name is Marchetti Pavan Sai, and I'll be taking the Power BI sessions for you all. And I'll share my screen and give a little and brief understanding about it. Okay, so the thing is, like when it comes to business intelligence, right? So before understanding Power BI, let us understand business intelligence domain a little, and then we'll move on to the curriculum and other things. So whether it is reporting or whether it is OLAP analytics, right? Whether it is databases or analytics or data mining or data science or anything, all these technologies, they are used to implement or enhance the strategies used in the business, right? Whether it is product based or service based, we'll be implementing it for the enhancement, or we could say like for the betterment of user experience and for services and products. The data can come from either external sources or internal sources, right? I hope it is again broad term, but you'll be using various technologies. At the end, you'll be improving the customer experience. Okay, so when it comes to BI domain tools, based on the completeness of vision and ability to execute, we have several tools in the market from from past 10 years, right? If we can understand, there is an organization called Gartner, where they have did some research and classified into 4 different quadrants. So if you consider this leader segment, Tableau was the market leader in BA domain or BA tools in 2015. Gradually, if you notice, Microsoft started taking a lead in 2017. After 2017, there is no turn back for Microsoft, Power BI till now. The reason is, even if you see past, in the past 6 months, even till June 2024, Microsoft Power BI is the leading tool in our BI domain. Okay, I hope you could understand that like what is the importance of Microsoft Power BI. You could understand Power BI is again a part of Microsoft Power Platform, as well as it is a part of Microsoft Fabric. So Microsoft ecosystem has a long-term vision. So whatever that you are going to learn with Azure, and all these things, Azure Databricks or anything Power BI, along with Azure, you'll be finding some good enough roles in the industry where it will give you a key advantage. Okay, even if you don't have certifications or anything, it is fine. Organizations will sponsor you. And official Microsoft certification for Power BI, it is called as PL300. Okay, I am certified in 2022. Like along with this curriculum, I'll be able to guide you to I'll be able to guide you for clearing the certifications, right? Next, you can understand in the market there are these different roles where you can focus upon. But again, the data scientist and ML engineers, it varies. You could focus upon data engineers and data analyst roles. So this is some brief about Power BI related thing. where you can understand it is a suite of tools for business intelligence, where you'll be using using your tool, you'll be connecting with various data sources, transform the data, clean the data, model the data, and then you'll be able to create interactive visualizations to share some insights, right? So to not to to just mention you what is the curriculum, so I'll just show you a few things. We'll start from scratch. We'll understand how to extract the data from various sources, right? And then we'll understand data transformation using Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor, you can understand Excel also has Power Query Editor. You could understand that Power BI is brought into the industry, or you could say market, in 2015 by Microsoft, right? By merging two tools, which is Power Query and Power Pivot from the Excel. So if you are good with Excel, then you'll be able to easily understand Power BI. Not it will not face any difficulty, right? Then we'll understand the data modeling and DAX, which is data analysis expressions, which is a formula language that could enhance and make you make you able to perform the calculations which are required to enhance the data model. Then will be looking into data visualization, and then we'll make some reports, and then once we make the report, we'll understand how it, like what are the things that will be dealt in Power BI service, whether it is related to gateways or schedule refresh. And there are few things that you would need to require at with respect to Power BI service. So all these all these will be covering from start to end, like till you share your reports with your Power BI service is nothing but data distribution, where you'll be sharing with your clients. So all these sessions will be taking in around nearly around 25 sessions, right? Like related to the Power BI, and like this is what our curriculum includes, right? Nearly like less or more will cover that, but again, you could consider around 5 weeks of sessions exclusively for Power BI, which could cover DAX in depth as well. But again, like trust me, each and every tool is an ocean to explore. Once good foundations are laid, and once you get started with it, there is a continuous requirement for you to practice, right? So only then you'll be able to master any tool by consistent practice. Okay, so this is all from my end. I would welcome any of your questions that you would like to know regarding this particular Power BI. Anyone?
Hey, hey Pawan, this is Chetan, and I have a question on the Databricks. Maybe if Harish is on call.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Harish, when you talk about the Databricks architect, right, does he needs to have the knowledge on all the underlying, like as you said right earlier, the Databricks work leverage on Azure and AWS and GCP, right? So when you talk about Databricks data engineer, right, does he knows he need to know how to compute everything in all the three platforms, or is specific only when you're talking about the commute edition, right? That's what is the Databricks about.
Yeah, Databricks just treat it as a one single product, okay, where you'll get in trained. So it can be run on any PaaS, like, and it could be Azure, or it could be AWS, or it could be GCP. It could be anything. You can connect to that, you can work on it. That is what I mean to say, that it doesn't require you need to be more knowledgeable on AWS or even GCP or something. But you are, if since we are aligning with ADF and this one, right? So it will be good enough, like for an architect role, or you are focusing on something. This, what is the customer requirement is there? What is the pain point? What is the current architecture? What is the best solution you can provide it? In case if you want to use Databricks, okay, I use Databricks or something. What are the other integrations I can use it? That's how you'll try to propose it as an architect level. So Databricks, you try to learn end to end. Then you can align that one with ADF, Azure Data Factory, or Azure. That will create a one complete package, like where you can be on Azure stack. You have a complete data engineering side, like you'll be well versed. So you can getting into the market, and you can start try for the opportunities on a data engineering side. Okay, hope this clears your query.
In continuation, I have one more question. When you talk, so what would be the difference between the open platform Databricks and Azure Databricks?
See, in Azure, they provide it as one service.
Okay.
So if you go with the Databricks Premium Edition right now, it is like which comes up with a lot of even if you have Azure account, right? So you can create one service as a Databricks where you can use it as an enterprise edition of Databricks itself. It will provide it, but it is a complete Databricks product, but it runs on a Azure platform. That's it. Like in Azure portal, like whenever you have a subscription on Azure, right? So you can use this one as well as in Azure itself, portal itself. Even same with the you can, or else you can go ahead with the complete only Databricks thing, where you can go ahead and do a subscription for premium or enterprise edition, which is like we have to we had to go and pay for certain kind of things. Right now, they are providing some free trial edition for community enterprise edition as well for 60 days, I guess. I'll try to share it whenever the session starts. So where you can see the difference, when you go with the standalone complete Databricks, what other things are there. When it is nothing, you won't feel any difference when you go ahead with Azure Databricks and this day separate isolated Databricks. You'll not feel, but the thing is how the data will be managed and where it will be stored. When you go ahead with Azure or something, you can have a leverage that you can store the data tables, other things in a storage location where you can find it out. Okay. Rest of the things it will be same. The pass, it should be what we choose it initially. Hope I'm clear, or still you have some questions on that. Hello.
Please feel free to ask if anyone has any sort of queries, even with respect to Azure, ADF, Databricks, Power BI, or anything. Please feel free to ask.
So is the Databricks has some coding or it's like no code platform?
It supports both. See, you don't know any coding or you don't have any programming language. You read some file, convert that one into structured or unstructured file into a proper data frame that you can create it into one kind of table. And if you're good with SQL, you can run through that SQL queries and you can. It is not, you need to have extensive programming knowledge. Even if you have basic level, some kind of knowledge on Python or something, you can manage. If doesn't have also, using Spark SQL, Delta tables, still you can work. Doesn't require you need to really learn some kind of. If you have some knowledge, it will help. It will really added advantage. That's it. It doesn't really require you need to have a good command over Python or something, core Python or kind of PySpark coding or something. But I'll try to help it on that aspects, what are the things is required for as part of data engineering, what are the things we use it, how it is when I go with the detailed training sessions, right? I'll be helping on it, try to consolidate it all together, how we can place them into in a project level, how we'll be working on with that things. Okay. I'll be giving some basic training on that Python basics. Then I'll be starting with the proper Databricks. What other things are there? How we can use it for data processing, other stuff, everything. Okay.
Okay.
Any other queries, anyone? Okay. Harish, are we done with the session?
Yeah, I'm done from my side. They can reach out to Sai in case they want to start it up, or if they have any other questions also, you can. I'll be can wait for some more time. If nothing, then we can close the session.
Sai Karthika, are you available?
She's not available, Pavan. So thank you, Harish and Pavan, for this wonderful session and taking care about it. And feel free to like reach out to us, guys. So if you have any further questions related to the course or anything related to data engineering or data analytics, so feel free to reach out to us. So we would be able to happily answer your queries. So use the channels. So from where you have joined, so to preliminarily contact us, and then you can contact us directly for further more details. Yep. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks Harish and Pavan once again.
Thank you everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day.
Bye.
Bye.